Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
You're listening to TFG Football.
Hello and welcome everyone. Here we are. It is the weekend and what's happening? Kevin, do you want to say what's happening on the weekend? What's happening? What's coming tomorrow and what is starting tomorrow?
The fantastic last season of I-League. Probably. But
let's not keep that as as a major thing that's since the last season. But like how Chiranjit says, in his words, real football. Real football is starting tomorrow onwards.
And
yes.
Weekend matches.
Yeah,
no more weekday
stuff.
matches.
No more everyday.
No more everyday matches.
Just like it should happen.
There are matches in the weekdays.
We do, but not every day. Not every day.
Not every day.
Yeah, exactly. This is like a proper format. Just like how it should be.
Yeah.
And that you heard was Chiranjit, who's joining us via Skype, and he's got his traveling pants on and he's been traveling, so you might just hear any disturbance, and please bear with us because here we are excited to what we are going to bring you today. I think the first would be we are going to talk about there's something really thing happened. I think Chiranjit is much more disappointed than this, and he is more likely to ponder on this as Green Tribunal opposes Mohun Bagan's first game at Rabindra Sarobar. Chiranjit, what's wrong? What happened?
Everything is wrong.
Yeah, what is happening?
I don't know what this is. I blame the factories and the industrialization and everything which are causing all this global warming, and we have these organizations like Green Tribunal which are coming up all over the place. And see this Rabindra Sarobar Stadium, okay. This stadium is right next to this lake which is called Rabindra Sarobar.
Okay.
Okay. So that lake has this island in the middle of it. So all these migratory birds, they come and live over there.
Okay. And
so it's a major nature spot in the city. It's like in terms of the environment, it's very significant. So the Green Tribunal has had some reservations about having floodlight matches, because if agar raat mein you have all these lights on and so many people coming in, so much noise happening, obviously Mohun Bagan fans especially are known to be quite loud.
Yeah.
So they think this will scare away the birds. Okay. And part of the reason the stadium has been lying unused for so many years is because of this concern.
Okay.
Right. So the problem that happened this time was that Atletico de Kolkata, they came and used it, and they got a permission from the Green Tribunal.
Okay.
They did some negotiations. I think they paid them some money. So this is one of the other things about this stuff. Okay, if you ask their permission and then do stuff, then probably the pollution level goes down, automatically. So then it becomes okay.
Then probably you can pollute more because we granted you the permission. So yeah.
Yeah.
I
so
think this is more of that today the movie is going to release, and there's some group that stands up. Okay, we are protesting, and that just brings
we don't like this scene. We don't like that.
Yeah, it's something like that. And it's the craziest thing because apparently the tribunal has some judicial power or whatever. They're very happy. They will just take you to court, and the court will say yes pollution or whatever, and then they will shut whatever you're doing down. So they have done this before, but Atletico de Kolkata of course reached an agreement with them beforehand, and it was deemed that it was okay. So ultimately the stadium belongs to the state government.
Yeah.
Okay. So Mohun Bagan, when they were using, okay, theek hai, ghar ke paas hai, the stadium is literally a 10-minute drive from the Mohun Bagan club. Okay, so they decided, let's use it. So what they did was that they applied to the state government, and the state government said okay. And now, so I don't know, this is a bureaucratic failure or something. If the state government is giving green signal to Mohun Bagan to play there, they should make sure with Green Tribunal that it's okay, right?
Okay, yeah.
So now suddenly today, this is another bullshit thing that happened, is that the High Court was probably closed for some time or whatever, and apparently the Green Tribunal said you have to apply 5 days in advance or something to play there or whatever. So 5 days ago, the court wasn't even open.
Okay.
Right. The court opened 4 days ago. So 5 days ago, there was no application submitted at the court to play there or something. It's very sketchy, the details right now. But something happened didn't happen as the way Green Tribunal wanted. So now Green Tribunal is saying like you can't play. This is Friday. The match is on Sunday.
Yeah.
Today they come out and say, nah, we're gonna piss all over your party. So it's
again like looks like this political sagas, right? One of those just before something could start, and one thing I want to ask you: wasn't Mohun Bagan aware of this situation? Didn't they approach Green Tribunals?
They should have been, but again, Mohun Bagan are not known to be the most field aware and competent of clubs.
Okay.
The officials have messed things up before. They have taken very stupid decisions for which the club has had to suffer. You can go back all the way to the Derby controversial decision in 2012.
Yeah.
Some of the pending payments to footballers, and the footballers took the club to court, and FIFA fined Mohun Bagan and all that stuff. So everything happened, and now you have this happen.
Yeah.
So I don't really think this is ultimately going to stop the match. This is speculation, but I think there is the option to play the match at Barasat if Rabindra Sarobar does not work out. Or there is the option that you just approach them today, the Green Tribunal. You work something out, maybe pay a fine. That's something Mohun Bagan does all over the place. They pay fines.
Yeah.
So pay the fine. And just get the permission, because if you pay the fine to Green Tribunal, the pollution level goes down and the match becomes all environment friendly.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and do that, and or you have to play it. This is another compromise that's been touted, and I don't like it at all. Or you play it at 2 p.m.
Okay.
So in that case, the match won't be on TV. So what is the point? You're gonna make everybody lose money.
Yeah.
So it's bullshit. It's not about supporters showing up. These fans are the if you do it in the middle of in top of the Everest, if you have a match, the supporters will show up.
Yeah.
That's just the way they are. So
True.
It doesn't matter if it's happening at 2 or 7 or Barasat or Rabindra Sarobar. You can play it in the middle of the
but ultimately the markets are at the loss.
Yeah, so it's the people who want to watch it on TV.
Yeah.
Is the TRP concerns, is the Churchill Brothers fans that you have to look out for, and also the Churchill Brothers team who has come in and they are preparing in a certain way. They have not had much time. And if suddenly the stadium venue is changed, if the kickoff time is changed, then they are in a soup, right?
Yeah. So I mean, too much drama happening here. Probably this drama is on the negative side of it, but let's hope things resolve by the match day. And moving on.
It should resolve by evening. By evening. This is afternoon we're recording, and right now there is a meeting going on with some of the major officials in attendance. So I'm pretty sure they will either approach the court or approach the the state government, and some compromise will be reached.
Okay.
So we should look forward to that by let's say 8, 9 or 10 p.m. tonight, before the High Court session closes for the weekend. But seriously, this is complete. This is not excusable. The officials, everybody knew that that the Green Tribunal made some stink before Atletico de Kolkata came into play ISL. So it was expected that they would come in and do it again. So why not take a step beforehand? Why not start negotiations back in December if you knew you were going to play at Rabindra Sarobar? Right. Why hold everything up?
Yeah.
You're saying we're going to play AFC Cup matches there as well. So if you're betting your AFC Cup campaign on that stadium, make sure you got clearance to play there.
True.
So this is completely on the Mohun Bagan officials. This could have been avoidable easily.
Yeah, probably something to sneak into the limelight.
Yeah, and another thing happened this morning. The club was practicing, and the ball hit a sparrow and the sparrow died on the field. So now everybody is like saying, Mohun Bagan is against nature and wildlife and everything.
So do you think that will be held against Mohun Bagan now? Evidence. The ball hit the sparrow and the sparrow died. How could you? The nation wants to know.
Yes, obviously. That's going to be the downfall of Mohun Bagan.
Yeah. Because you all killed a sparrow. Poor thing.
Birds did it.
Yeah.
That, Hitchcock movie came to life.
Yeah, exactly. Well, moving on to some good news here because what Bhaichung has said. Now, this interview is up on our website, but we would like to play the clip. And Nikhil was in conversation with Bhaichung Bhutia. He was at this event, the Global Sports Business Show held by Times of India in December. So let's hear what Bhaichung has to say, because he really came about and said that ISL needs to do certain things that we all as fans have been saying. And here is one top man who's saying the same. So let's hear what he has to say.
So let's start with United Sikkim.
Yes.
Okay. They had a very short run in second division. What was your experience with it?
We did come up to I-League as well, and we played a season in I-League because we had the sponsors then, and then we were one of the only club or a few club that within a year of starting the club we went into I-League to reach at top 12, top 10. And obviously that year we had sponsors, so we could do that. So it unfortunately then the sponsors also we couldn't get with sponsors after our first initial 1-2 years, and then when we don't have sponsors, then the quality of the players are not the same. That's how we got relegated. But I think it's been a great experience, and today I think I feel happy that players like Sandesh Jingam, one of the best players in ISL, has come from
your team,
United Sikkim, and some of the players, Devjit Majumdar, who's played Kolkata, he's come out from United Sikkim. So there are a few players that made a big mark.
Okay. So what is your view towards the promotion and relegation when it becomes a closed system? What are your thoughts? What motivation should small clubs have?
See, right now with ISL, I think if they're doing a 3-month, all the tournament is completely fine. But then if they're looking at representing India into a club tournament across the world, then I think somewhere the stakeholders have to sit and see that how it helps everyone, entire clubs who are involved with football. So right now ISL is okay because they're not playing any other tournament, just ISL, and it's finished 3 months.
But from next year.
But if they are looking at they need to make it a longer league, which is very, very important. But if they're looking at then representing India and going on to play in the AFC or Asian, then I think it's important that the other clubs who are involved with football are also.
What motivation should small clubs have?
So I think that's where if we feel that there has to be every club, whether in second division, third division, has to have that opportunity to play in the highest league. That has to be given.
Yes.
And unless you don't have that, then motivation-wise, it becomes very, very difficult.
Exactly.
So my only thing with even in federation as well is ISL is there. They can be the top league, but it has to give an opportunity to any clubs playing there to go and reach the highest level of a league. So that's what we're looking at it, and hopefully, all the stakeholders involved with football should benefit.
You have worked with I-League and ISL. What has been the difference?
See, obviously, ISL is a huge success in terms of fans, in terms of commercial. Today, media talks about football because of ISL. But at the same time, I-League is a main league which federation has conducted over the years, and that's how our players come out through. And the difference, obviously, ISL is obviously investment is much more, and the returns are there as well. But I-League, I think we still need to do a lot of hard work. We still need to do a lot of work to make sure that football reaches different parts of the country.
Just the last season.
And also the fan following and connecting with people of India has to be there in I-League. That's how then the sponsors can come.
Okay. There are a lot of youngsters who are going out to train with new coaches, outside coaches. You have done the same. What is your motivation towards them?
No, I think it's always good to go out and play and train, or even play in club, because that's going to definitely raise your standards and also give you an idea of football on the whole. So yeah, I think if you want to go further, if you played in the highest level of India, and that's the only way is to go outside and make your career, it's definitely going to help Indian football.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the new clubs that are coming from Sikkim, Gangtok, Himalayan SC? I'm talking about coming
I
out
think
from
it's very
Sikkim.
important. You need to have clubs coming from different parts of the country, and that's how the players come up. Today, you've got clubs from Northeast, Aizawl FC, Mehruka from Manipur, Lajong, United Sikkim. And once these clubs have come up from Northeast, look at the players that have come out of Northeast today. We dominate the maximum number of players playing in ISL for India was from Northeast. So it only motivates and you get a lot of talent coming out.
You think there should be promotion relegation in top division?
I think that's something which they will have to really look into it to eventually see all the clubs and all the stakeholders benefit and have the motivation to work further in football.
Thank you. Thank you, Bhaichung.
Well, you heard him, and that's what he has to say, right? I mean, some amazing stuff coming up from the top man. Hopefully, the officials who are concerned to do all of this will take his words into seriousness and do that job.
It's
get
important to come from
Interesting.
it's important to come from a man who's part of the technical committee in AIFF.
Yeah, and also has worked with the ISL.
Till last year, he was opposing it.
Yeah.
Remember, he was saying don't merge I-League and ISL and all that. Now he's saying, if ISL wants to be the top division, they should, take that responsibility and have promotion relegation. So, if you were listening to them, all the people at the top, you should listen to him now.
Yeah, exactly. He's made a point, and a point that
Yeah.
is sensible. Finally, someone talking sense, right? From the top official, not the fans. Well, moving on, as we started the show saying that we are all excited and pumped up because finally we are here. That we say tomorrow it is that we start with the I-League season. I mean, it's so exciting. It's so going to be fun because we have 3 teams that have been inducted. 2 are new. The other one is an old foe. An old friend who's come back after a very long time. After a long vacation, he's back into the scene. Churchill Brothers, and the other 2 new teams are Minerva and Chennai. Now, this is going to be exciting because both will be action in the first weekend. All the 3 teams will be action. But tomorrow, let's see who's playing first. Now, Aizawl plays East Bengal. What a story about Aizawl also, right? They've come back. They've earned the spot to be back in the top division.
They shouldn't have gone out in the first place. Just because of those corporate entry quota.
Yeah, I mean,
Simply undeservingly is going out of the I-League.
rules are rules apparently. Certain, for certain sections. Right, Chiranjit? So, what are you hoping for this match?
The rules are rules, but they're not, equally applied to every club.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I said. Only to
Remember,
certain sections.
कोई बच्चा होता था ना कबड्डी में, like you used to touch him but he wouldn't be out.
Yeah. He'll be like, चलेगा, कोई बात नहीं.
हाँ, खेलते रहो बेटा.
Yeah. Now the first game, what are you looking forward to, Chiranjit? Aizawl versus East Bengal.
Both teams have some new elements to them. Aizawl FC went back and they've got Khalid Bhai now.
Yeah.
And they got their best players coming in. And Daisuke Matsugai was not in the list, I think, the one that came out.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see what's going on with that. But it's really interesting to see the way Aizawl FC has evolved. They still have that core, those 19, 20, 22-year-old players who are mostly from Aizawl or other parts of Mizoram. Local players who are still carrying the flag.
Right.
And you have these few experienced players coming in. They've even picked up a couple of players from Lajong or Shivajians who are actually very experienced. You can go all the way back to like the Pehla Narose or Air India. So it's a different look team. It should have more defensive depth. It should be more capable of grinding out results and holding the big clubs down. I think that's something that was missing last season. They had that flamboyance in the midfield.
Yeah.
They could create chances and all that stuff. They could not score goals. Like the final third performance was disappointing. Joel Sunday and others we saw just missing shot after shot to everyone's frustration, and they had these defensive holes which were repeatedly exploited. So now if they have, if Ralte or Laram Chulova, another very important player who did well last season. He's got Ashutosh Mehta next to him.
Yeah.
Right, and here's Ashutosh Mehta, who's got a good bit of experience, who knows some of the opponent players very closely. That is also another thing that a club needs. You need some players in your team who knows the opponent players like closer than others.
Yeah, exactly.
Because probably he has played with them, or probably he's aware of their playing style.
Strength and weakness.
Yeah, has a good knowledge of them and experience of playing against them.
Yeah.
What happened last season was that Aizawl FC kept most of their second division side coming into the I-League.
Right.
So most of them, 90% of the team was playing against players they had never played before. So that's a difference. It makes a difference. You can't really properly predict what the opposition will do if you don't know their players personally, from past experiences. So they have played a season before. They'll have that experience, and they'll have these new players coming in. So that's the I only see some new energy coming into this team because of these moves.
Okay, so how do you see that transition from Johar Das to Khalid Jamil?
No, it's again the experience is the difference.
Okay.
They had Reta Mero as the head coach at the beginning of the season. He didn't have enough experience. He was in India for the first time. Johar Das has never. He has actually coached in this level before, but he has not been a top division coach for at least 3-4 years before he came in the middle of the campaign. So Khalid Jamil is in a much better position.
Okay.
So he should be able to do something, and we can be sure that probably Aizawl FC will not be among the bottom 3.
Yeah, that's the motto of Khalid Jamil anyway, right? For any team that he
Avoid
coaches.
relegation.
Has he given out any statement as yet? Top 3 or avoiding relegation, anything like that?
I think he's writing like a statement saying like we'll have to start attacking now, and he will time it in an email which goes out like 3 weeks before the season ends.
Yeah. So, now how do their opponents look like? East Bengal?
East Bengal, yes.
Yeah, your second favorite team.
In an alternate universe, maybe.
Yeah.
But this team, okay, this is you just look at the squad. It's mostly what it was over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Right. You just see East Bengal team, and some of these players you look at, Bikas Jairu or Robert or Arnab Mandal or someone else, and you see, East Bengal. It's that team that has been there for the last. Not same old. It's just that particular core that they have held on to, which is not a bad thing necessarily.
Yeah.
Okay, and the interesting part is that Trevor James Morgan, when he was around, around 2009, 2010, he started this.
Yeah.
He brought some of these players together. Mehta Hussain, others. He established them as the core of the team, and they have held on to it till now because they know that this is something that works, and this is something that can give them a chance. So they came in with it. I mean, Trevor came back last season, towards the end of last season.
Yeah.
He had enough time to sort of work out the transfer policies. So they went and got Jackie Chan. They went and got Rahul Beke. They got this guy. I think David Lalrin Moana is also there.
Yeah.
So Romeo Fernandez, good signing.
Yeah.
Rolin Borges, Tonkosium Hauket. So it's a good bunch of individuals that they have got, and some new exciting talent coming up. We saw Abhinash, the way he played in ISL. So it's a really good mix, like a very potent mix of players.
Yeah, it looks very promising as well.
Looks very promising, and look at the way East Bengal fans are reacting right now. That gives you a good idea what impression this team has on people. They haven't signed the fourth foreigner yet. Right? They got Ivan Bukenya, defender. They got that forward from Haiti, Widson and Selme.
Yep.
And they got another striker, Willis Plaza.
Okay.
The fourth, the Asian quota player is not here yet. The fans should have been freaking out right now.
Right.
They should have been like, shouting in front of their club tent, cursing at officials and everything. What are you doing? It's the tomorrow the league starts and you don't have the fourth foreigner yet. If they're not doing it, that means the Indian players have something in them.
Yeah.
And they can see that this you can make an 11 or a 14 out of it, which will easily overpower most of the I-League clubs. And that's what is important here. So
Great.
it's a deep team.
I think it's, the way you're talking about both the teams, this looks like a promising and a really exciting start to the league. Two great teams with some history and with some newbies in them. It's going to be a really killer kickstart to the campaign. So what are your predictions for the scoreline?
No, don't get me wrong. I said good things about Aizawl FC because, it's in that level, okay? East Bengal's team looks way more ferocious.
Yeah, it does. Both have their own flaws and their own goodness in them in their own way. Right.
Yes, but East Bengal are a title contender.
Yeah.
Aizawl FC not.
Okay.
They will be a mid-table club. You can seriously see the difference here. There is much more experience in East Bengal.
Right.
They got so many Indian internationals in there. They got so many upcoming talent over there. So it's easy to say that East Bengal will have the upper hand against Aizawl FC,
Right.
especially in this situation. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So any scoreline that you want to give for the first match of the I-League?
First match. This is always the toughest job when you're like this first match of the season of these all these players playing. I will say a 1-goal win for East Bengal.
Okay.
It can be 1-0, it can be 2-1. But Aizawl FC, they will do their everything to grind out a draw here, and they may just get it.
Yeah, right.
You're smiling when as you just said a draw.
Some similar people involved.
Should never count out draw.
Yeah, if it's Khalid Bhai, then I think the draw is like, it's a very
Draw
close
is a
relation.
win.
Yeah, it's a very close relation between the two. So let's see for what. It looks promising. It looks really interesting because kind of new, and Aizawl is starting from the scratch kind of a thing. They've got players, new coach, a new season against a title contender like East Bengal. So let's see what happens. And another match later in the evening, we have Bengaluru versus Shillong Lajong. Now the defending champions. The first match that they face is Shillong. Chiranjit, thoughts on the match, please?
Massacre.
Yeah, massacre would be one-sided or to both the sides?
It's gonna be one-sided. Okay.
So the opening day, the opening night of I-League is a one-sided affair.
Yeah, just look at this team. Bengaluru FC. They have been playing since summer.
Yeah.
They played AFC Cup, reached the final, everything. They got like so many Indian internationals in there. They got experience over there. Some quality foreigner. This is a team that's meant to play in the Asian Champions League. Okay, it's a whole different team altogether. If this was next season, then you could just look at these teams and say, yes, Bengaluru FC belongs in ISL and Shillong Lajong belongs in League One. That's what it looks like.
Okay.
Post-merger terms, these two teams are not even in the same league. It's going to be extremely tough for Shillong Lajong FC to hold on and get something out of this. I will say it's going to be equally tough to get a 1-goal loss out of this. It's likely to be like a 2-3 goal win for Bengaluru FC. But some player in the Shillong Lajong FC team has a bet against on bet on me on that match. So I will not go too much into that.
Okay, that'll be interesting.
So yeah, so because of that bet, probably I'm a bit biased in my analysis of this game. But just look at this. In the forward line, they've got they've got Sunil, they've got Norales, they've got Udanta, and who's there in Shillong Lajong? They've got Dipanda, they've got Lalmohan Puya, they got Bipin Singh. is that even a comparison? Look at
Yeah.
the midfield, man. They got Cameron Watson, they got Lenny, they got Khabra, they've got Alvin George, Lingdo,
Yeah.
former Lajong player. They got Vineet in the wing, and he can play up like forward as well. Look at Lajong.
Yeah,
They
Kevin's
got
nodding his
Broom.
head like no chance for Shillong at all.
There is not even a name by name comparison that.
Yeah, seriously, man. Rokas Lamare को लेके Eugenson को तो नहीं रोक सकते यार.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
he's the only one who looks like the cool-headed in the team and who can make a difference. But single-handedly, it's very difficult, and he requires that support, which is very difficult to get from a side that has not really shown their class in the I League.
Yeah, they can fight. If you look at some of the games that they have played, I think they stopped East Bengal, they stopped Mohun Bagan.
Yeah.
They are ferocious on their day, but this does not seem like it.
Tomorrow isn't their day.
I don't think so, because for the simple reason that Bengaluru FC have been playing. They have been doing this much longer. Even when their players were away in ISL, they had a good squad practicing at the Bengaluru Football Stadium. Their season began right after the summer ended, back
Right.
in August. Right? And Shillong Lajong did not have the same luxury. They played a very different team in Shillong Premier League. So just after ISL ended, like a couple of weeks ago, they got their main team back and started preparing for the I League.
Right.
So this puts them at an enormous disadvantage. Even if it was a like-for-like team, even then I would pick Bengaluru FC over Shillong Lajong. And if look at the difference between the team, forget it, no chance.
Yeah, I mean the way the Bengaluru FC have been signing Indian players, all like attracting like a magnet towards them. It looks an interesting season ahead for them. Defending champions, once again a title contender. So it's going to be a crazy outing for them. Now those are the two matches that are going to be played on Saturday night. Now there are 3 matches on Sunday. So the first one to kick off, is it Mumbai DSK?
No, it's Chennai Minerva that's playing first at 4:30.
Okay, wow, that's interesting.
That
the
is
new
probably
teams.
the best game to watch.
Yeah.
Because both teams are coming in with a purpose.
Yes.
Chennai is fighting for that local name. They want to bring their crowd in. They've kept the nominal rates for the ticket prices. They just want everybody in the town to leave everything what they have to do and
So
come
do you
and
see a
watch the
full
game.
house?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Considering the build-up,
Someone's laughing on the other side.
considering the build-up that they had and getting in local players and showcasing them, they've already been doing stuff that to prove that the local talent is much better than hiring quality names from outside. That is what they want to prove to the entire nation.
Okay.
That Tamil Nadu
Yeah.
is right there along with the other states. Although they
Okay.
didn't have a team from the in the top division for a very long time, this season is going to be a decider to keep Tamil Nadu along with the other states. We know that they haven't produced big talents in a very recent past, but this is their chance.
Yeah.
And Minerva,
So
go ahead.
before we talk about Minerva, now you said the way you started off with Chennai, like a positive side, crowd puller, it's going to be a massive thing because local flavor. Do you think that will help the team do well? Because look at the other teams in the league.
It's not about a team going out and performing. It's also what you do for the crowd.
Okay.
When your fan base is created, it automatically pumps up your team. So they are working on the fan base first and then onto the team.
Okay. Great. So, talk about Minerva now. It's all yours.
Minerva, oh my God! They shouldn't have been fighting to get in this in the I League, but they did. They still had to, and they waited till Dempo pulled out.
Yeah.
And they earned their spot only after writing out letters to AFF and just complaining all about
Putting
it.
down their papers.
Yes. So and they've done the groundwork, as Chiranjit said. They've created an academy first. Their grassroots, their youth is already set up to compete at the highest level. And there's no way this team is going to be taken lightly in the topmost tier.
Well, Chiranjit, some crazy words out there coming from Kevin from both the teams. What do you have to say?
I disagree with Kevin on one front. I don't think they have a good fan base yet.
You're talking about Chennai?
And Chennai City. They need to do a lot more than this. Okay, this is their
I think
first.
they said. I think
team.
that's what he said. I think he meant to say that it's the first step that they're taking into building a fan base.
Yeah, so don't expect much of a crowd. If they get a 5,000 crowd, that's good enough. On the first day of the season.
Yeah.
It's it's a big stadium right out there. Even if they get 10,000 people, it will look empty.
Yeah.
So don't get disheartened. I'm just trying to I'm just trying to save Kevin from an enormous heartbreak here.
Yeah.
Okay. So just don't put too much pressure on them. This is the first season. This is going to be their only season in the top division for a while. So the light is not here. They're just entering the tunnel.
Yeah.
And that goes same for the both teams. Okay. They are just trying to establish their identities, their brands, and just this is a trailer that they're putting up. That later on, if there is promotion relegation, we might come in. We might perform and might take the stage. We might see the light.
Yeah.
So that's what they will try to do. I think both teams have actually done fairly well in terms of signing players, considering the situations that they came out of. Chennai City have done a better job. Like they got Karanjit, they got Dharmaraj. Dharmaraj, even if he doesn't really score goals or stop others from scoring goals, he can injure people.
Yeah.
Right?
So he's also got the captain's armband. So yeah.
Yeah, captain's armband. So he'll extra points for every kick, I guess, for the captain. I think our fantasy pundit will be able to tell. So Dhanpal Ganesh is there, Zakir Mundampara, Malsam Fela. All these are good signings.
Yeah.
They got two Brazilian players as well from this Portuguese club.
Yeah.
So all these things they have done right, and it looks like despite them having some local league players in the mix, so there will be an issue of balance in the first few games. Still, it seems like they are more competent than Minerva Punjab. Although, if you look at the Minerva Punjab team in terms of balance, it's much better because the team has been there for second division, has done so well in second division. So the groundwork was already there.
Yeah.
Then they've got these really exciting Indian talent like Anirudh Thapa, Garmanpreet Singh, Rakesh Oram. They got Manandeep Singh as the captain. They got Vishal Kumar, Deepak Devrani. So these are all, okay. You can look forward to kind of players. And they've picked up a few good foreigners as well, like Joel Sunday from the Aizawl FC fame.
Yeah.
They're just shooting everywhere but the goal. They're going to be there at the up front. And Loveday.
Yeah.
Loveday was playing for Sporting Club de Goa last season.
Yes.
He's there as well. So, yeah, it's a good mix. Chennai City seem to have more experience and more firepower at the moment. But Minerva Punjab FC are a more balanced side.
Okay.
And I think of the two clubs, they are the more professional side as well. And they are the more, they're the ones with a long-term potential more so than Chennai City FC. So, I don't know how much of all this will be reflected on the very first game. This is a league. Everything will, come to the fore in a very slow manner. And one day's performance does not mean the beginning or the end of everything. So you just have to, wait and watch how this goes. I think nobody can be, people would be mad to just sit down and predict this game.
I was coming to that because mixed reactions from both of you, and but still, let's just do it for the fun's sake. Who do you want to pick here as the winner?
Yeah, Minerva, yes, they have made good signings and they've signed in proper positions, and they also have a technical staff that is very competent to put up against Chennai. They've got the ex
FC Pune.
Control. So he was part of the AF. So that really shows that they have the intent of not just a performance by the players, they also need somebody to pick players in the right spot. So that for me is an upper hand that they have against Chennai for this game at least.
Well, the next match, I think this would be all on the mic will all be Chiranjit speaking, because it's Mohun Bagan's first match against this team that has come back into the league. Churchill Brothers, just like I said, an old friend that you'll be meeting after a very long time. And Chiranjit, it's all yours. We are not saying anything, not a single word. It's all yours. You give the preview, predictions, the score and everything. Go ahead. Shoot.
Okay, this is a very, what do you call it? Usually I would be totally, up in arms and jumping around and excited about this game.
Yeah.
Suddenly you have, Green Tribunal taking a piss all over this match. So now I'm thinking, okay, where will the match happen? Which stadium?
But let's see if it's happening. It happened. Okay. So let's just talk about the match, because we've already spoken about the Green Tribunal issue and all of that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about let's keep it to the match here.
Let's just focus on the game on the pitch rather
90
than
minutes.
off it.
Exactly.
So obviously you're gonna have the Mohun Bagan keeping hold of the core of their side from the last 2 seasons, and the last 2 seasons they've earned trophies right at the national level. They've done well in AFC Cup as well. Churchill Brothers, on the other hand, just putting together something to come in.
Yeah, starting fresh.
So, they're starting fresh, just another one-off case. Okay, just like Minerva Punjab and Chennai City FC, they're just here for a season. They'll be, down in League One after the merger happens. So, yeah, it looks like that as well when you look at it. They got Anchuet. I think he's a good foreigner up in the striking department. They've got Costa, Fernandez, Miranda is there. That's a good sign. Pereira, So it's okay. You look at it, you think the conditions they were in, how suddenly they had to work around to get these players, and you're like, yeah, okay, maybe it was nice for them. Good for them that all these other clubs pulled out and they got quite a few of their players. So yeah, it's okay. You look at it and you're saying, okay, they can play. This is a relegation. I mean, if there was relegation, there is going to be there's going to be a direct relegation for most of the clubs. From the first tier, they'll go to second tier league after the restructuring. So if all that situation was not there, you would call this team probably in the biggest threat of relegation.
Okay.
Simply because it seems it's the difference between payesh and milk and rice.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm getting it through. It's like you can put rice in milk, but it doesn't become payesh. It doesn't have the symmetry of payesh. Right,
Okay,
so
I think we get it.
Yeah, it's a very Bengali metaphor.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it's like that. It seems like they've taken milk and rice and just put it together in a bowl. So it's a mix, but it does not. It
Mix.
doesn't seem like a
Yeah.
one thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's but on the other hand, Mohun Bagan, obviously you're looking at another team that's geared towards Asia. They're gonna play in the AFC Cup. They're gonna try to win back the league. This team could have won the league. I mean, there's not much of a difference between last season's team and this season's team.
Yeah.
They still got Tony Norde. They've definitely improved things by adding Duffy and the guy who they've got in the defense, Eduardo Ferreira.
Yeah.
FC Pune City, we saw him play in Kolkata the way he played against ATK. He was injured. He had a bandage on the head.
Yeah, he came back and he scored.
He had a head injury and he scored with the head.
Yeah.
And then he just lay down on the ground to be taken to the hospital after doing that. So all that stuff, crazy guy. So it's a good signing. He's going to be there in the defense.
Yeah.
Katsumi Yusa is going to be there. Of course, they'll be missing Sony Norde. He's away on national duty for Haiti. So it's
Again, a one-sided affair.
The team from last season.
Yeah.
I
And
think it's going to be one-sided.
yeah.
I think it's going to be one-sided. Remember, Mohun Bagan would have actually won last season had they not been hit with injury and those suspensions.
Yeah. Excuses.
Yes. They could have probably won.
Yeah, but
So,
they didn't.
They didn't. Yeah, and they won the Federation Cup. Haha.
Yeah.
So you can see that same potential exists in this team as well. Right. So you see this team and you see Churchill Brothers, ragtag, quickly put together team. So it doesn't seem like a like for like game again.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I mean, too many one-sided games on the first weekend of the I-League. Now, the final match of the first weekend here we have is Mumbai versus DSK, and it's happening at the very own Cooperage. So, please, thoughts on that? Kevin, why don't you go for it?
Yeah, Mumbai.
Yeah.
I don't know how they are just dealing in with the change of players leaving, and then a
coaches.
new manager, head coach comes in and tries to just offset the balance of the team. But he has a vision, and that's what he said. So we haven't had a proper statement made by any of the coaches yet. Here, Santosh Kashyap comes in and he says we want to finish in the top 3. That's a big statement to make early in the season, and I think he's got a plan to work towards that. For that, he's made a proper signing list. He already worked on that. The only thing remains is the foreigner list. That's yet to be fulfilled. So,
do you think it might just come by tomorrow?
No. He's already made it clear that don't expect all 4 foreigners to be part of the squad by
In the first match?
in the first game.
Okay.
So that will come gradually, and I think the more reliability is on the Indian players. And Stephen Dyas, he talked about a lot in the press conference when he had. So he said he himself has been called a dead ball specialist. So expect that tag to be continued onto a dangerous Stephen Dyas this time around.
Okay.
So captain armband on his and responsibility on his shoulders, we should see Stephen Dyas shining out. And if you go to compare DSK, the first season in the I-League was very poor. Finishing
at the bottom.
Yeah,
And somebody else had to suffer.
Yeah, we just talked about Aizawl over there. So DSK look like an okay signing. The only good part we see is they've promoted their youth coach to the first team coach.
Yeah, Dave Rogers.
Yeah, so that's a good thing because he's seen 2.5 years of Indian football, and that is going to be an onus on their side. We expect.
So I think here 2 teams are against each other who are like technicalities, a lot of on paper, on field work, a lot of homeworks they're going to do. Mind games is going to be.
DSK look like more a settled side. Mumbai have not yet composed themselves. Yes, a new manager, a new setup,
a new
team.
Yeah, Chiranjit, your thoughts on the match?
Yes, for the first point I wanna touch upon is why is this not on TV?
Because all the Mumbaikars can go and watch it Cooperage mein.
Yeah, everybody can go and watch it, but it's the biggest game in Maharashtra football.
Yeah.
What about people who don't live in Mumbai? Should not they get a chance to see it? It's on live streaming, right? But what is 10 Sports doing? Like 10-2 is showing the Mohun Bagan versus Churchill Brothers game. The other channels don't have any live programs, so it should go out there. There is no reason why a derby game like this should not be aired. Okay, so this is something for the league committee and IMG-Reliance and AIFF and the broadcasters to ponder upon, because this is a very big game that they're missing out on. Right. So yeah, and that, and actually I'm very excited about the DSK Shivajians team this time. They got some of the most promising kids in the Indian football circuit right now. They got Lalian Zwala Changte, who went out and scored for India, that kid in SAF Championship. They got Jerry in midfield, another young talent. They got Jerry Lalrinzwala, on loan from Chennai FC. And the other defender who did well, at first wasn't performing that well in the first team, but Materazzi gave him chances and he proved his talent. So that there, and they've got Sumit Pasi in the squad.
Yeah.
So another player who is an Indian international.
Yeah, they also have the
we all know
goalkeeper,
that.
right? The Spider-Man.
Yeah, Subrata Pal is there, but he's the he's one of the experienced players.
Yeah.
And they made some really good signings in the foreigner department. They got Kim Song-yong, who was in Bengaluru FC in the past.
Yeah.
Juan Cuero again, detention there. Two new interesting foreigners who I think could actually prove to be the difference. Of them being a mid-table club and a top 3 club. So do I think they will be a top 3 team? Probably not, but they've got it this time. They're not going to be like last season, just finishing at the bottom and missing out on the Federation Cup. That is not going to be the case.
Okay.
They've got it this time.
Okay.
So just watch out for them. I think although Mumbai FC have improved a lot and they will be much more attacking under
Kashyap.
Santosh Kashyap, they will have to watch out for this team
Okay.
on Sunday night.
Okay.
Because this is something else. This is not the DSK Shivajians we've ever seen before.
Great. Now, closing thoughts, the score lines for this match, the first Maharashtra derby for I-League. Kevin?
TSK does look a bit more composed and well-settled team. And under the same manager who's been promoted, being there for past 2.5 years, I give TSK an upper hand and I see probably a 1-0 to TSK.
Okay. So do not say this. You should make sure that Nikhil is not in the show, or make sure he cuts it before you say give your scoreline. Chiranjeev, your scoreline.
Yeah, I'll have to go with a 2-1 win.
2 DSK.
Probably Sanju or Holecharan will get the goal.
Okay.
And 2-1 for DSK Shivajians.
Okay, some crazy stuff happening there. I mean, you all should really thank that Nikhil is not on the show today. Going against
I know
him.
he's not on the show tonight.
Yeah, that's exactly why I picked it, huh? Very smart. Well, that's all, folks, today. And yes, it was a long show because a lot of things happening. And as expected, as we promised to, we would get you good stuff happening because it's I-League and why not? That's all. What you have to do right now is subscribe to our channel, like, share, and there is an icon of a bell next to the subscribe. So hit on that so that you are updated and you know that when a new show comes out. Also, it's on YouTube. That's the YouTube channel. That's what I'm talking about. And we also have podcasting apps like iTunes, SoundCloud, etc. everywhere, but mainly is YouTube, right? And that's all. You can also talk to us. We're on Twitter. Whatever you want to say, if you have different thoughts about all these matches, let us know. Chiranjeev is on Twitter as Chiranjeev Oja. Kevin is on Twitter as I_R_Boza. I'm on Twitter as Matthew94. You can also Nikhil as well. He's on Twitter as 42 Nikhil. Have a great day. Do read up all the stories on our website, thefangirls.com. Cheers.
Our podcasts bring all the boys to the yard, and damn right, they're better than yours. But you don't need to stand outside in the yard. Just follow IVM Podcasts on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We might be on Tinder too. Just go ahead and swipe right.